Meret that in Eitzer is the Mala Adin Kes. As if in the Marshal Eitzer is in Yonim Kumusim V'Chasumim, they're higher than Gilui. In Yonim which the Melech is not, doesn't use them, is not Megalda them, so there is and the Nimshal Eitzer is in Yonim which are higher than in Gilui. So there steht Erin Tzef the Mala Adin Kes, the Mata Adin Tachlis, and the Eitzer from the Mamer is going to be that the Pchina of the Mala Adin Kes, that's the Pchina Eitzer, the Mala Adin Nimshal. So there it brings here, in Vasba State, what's the Erin from the Mala Adin Kes? The Lashon Fidik Rabbi is that the Kshem Shein of the Mata Mata Bisbashas Gilei Adin Shirim is Praklal, and you can make an Erin Tzef the Mala Adin Kes. The Pchin of Helam Ersh of Helam Acher. So before that, in Vasba State, just the Nukud of Biktzar, the Nukud of Lamata Mata Adin Tachlis. The way the figure was based on this Mamer is, Lamata Adin Tachlis and Mala Adin Kes is not a pirut of in Vasba State Ein Sef of the Eir. It's not a Pshat Eir Ein Sof. In Vasba State, the fact that the Eir is Ein Sof. And then that is side Lamala Adin Kes, is side Lamata Mata Adin Tachlis. So the Mata Mata Adin Tachlis, Lamata Adin Kes, that expresses the bleak vul of the Eir. Nicht as it Eichtel. Figure says Eir Ein Sof, the word Eir Ein Sof itself, does Halim bring to raise the Shvach and the Gedel Ili of the Eir? Why is the Eir Ein Sof? Because the Eir is Mein Amar. So Eir Mein Amar, that's the Ili Niflu B'Yesef. So the Mata Mata Adin Tachlis is an Ili Nisefes. It's not the pirut of the Vaslikt in the Vert Ein Sof, it's Ili Nisefes. That the Ein Sof, not only the Eir Guf is Ein Sof, but even in Elamis, even in Lamata Mata, also there, the Eir Ein Sof, the Ein Sof of the Eir is Meir and Mispashet. That even in a place, even in a makom which is lower than the Dargas Eir, Dargas Eir Mitzadatzim is the Darga of Lifnetzim. There, the Ein Zikazach Vasafaran is the Makir. Ulavadi Hu Vein Zalasi. The fact that even when there's a Mitzvah Elamis, and the Eir is Mispashet, and Kamei Fan and Fied Rebbe says, Vuse, where even La'achrat Tzimtzum, even in the Elamis, there's an expression of the Blikvul of the Eir. There's in Hagili of the Eir. Where do you see that? First of all, there's a Yanim of Blikvul and Elamis. That's the first thing is Meirach about in Sif Yud. Which Sif is that? Sif Yud Beis. That there's a Yanim of Blikvul and Elamis. There's Sfiris in Ketz, and there is a Yanim of Blikvul and Nesabas. That's Nekuda number one. Nekuda number two is that, so that's in this, and others in Sfiris in Ketz, and it's not Silas in a Blikvul. I don't know if you remember this. There's, in all Elamis, in Elamis Bia, there's all that, since the Makar is house is from the Eir, so the Ein Sof of the Eir is Mispashit, and it's kumtar up in the Pulas HaYisavas. There's this Yanim of Blik Vol, which is Neveh Mitzad Makar Mahava in Elamis. That's a Chiddush Neis. Not only the Erguf is Ein Sof, but his Ein Sof is Mispashit in Elamis. It's not Chazah. The Fikir says, that's Mzach that there's Gilei Lukus Ad Lamata Mata Adin Tachas. Even in the lowest and the most nidrikste Pletzer, a Lukus is Meir Begilei B'chol Makim. Not the Blik Vol of a Lukus. That's Mzach that even in a Makim Tachtim B'yes, even where you have the Chveis a yesh mitzias b'tachlis. Even the clip of Pari that he's not margish mitzat his mohos, mitzat his tchunes, he's not margish the makir li erev anias yisini. Even there, there's gili v'amsharas lukus. Ata machayes kum. There's galus. There's a lukus expressions of a lukus is known. Let's say everywhere. That's inside the nukud of Ein Sof. The fact that even a makim, even a tachtim, which mitzad his tchunes is a tachtim, is not a keli to lukus, and still he's aware of the Eibishter. That's inside the blik vol of the Eir. So the blik vol of the Eir is not only that the Eir himself is blik vol. Even in Elamis, in Amakim Namach B'Yeser, in a lower phase of Mitzias, Dart and Echad is Mispashit and is Meir the Eir. So the Inyan Ein Sof of the Eir is Meir Begilui. That's Befin Koli, the Pratam Asaret Frier. The Kudal Mala Adin Kes is a different Inyan. Kudal Mala Adin Kes is that the Eir is Almos Eir. That's the... not the fact that the Eir is Begilui B'Kol but the fact that the Eir is in a Eifin of his Almos. Yeah, that's one thing. Now, what's the hecher for that type of here? So the Rebbe says, because Eib is like I said before, if you say that Eir Ein Sof, if you say that Eir Ein Sof is, that the Lamala and the Kesamat and Talas is the pirut of the Blikvul of the Eir, Kementach and Pashat. On one hand you say Eir Ein Sof is Mispashat and Meir B'Kol Makim. It's a herzach the Blikvul from the Eir, even in Elamis. But either you're going to say, Lamala the Ketz means, a Vilfos a herzach, the Blikvul from the Eir in Vel, it still doesn't express the Ein Sof the way the Eir is Ein Sof. So herzach in Elamis, and there's expressions of Ein Sof in Elamis. A Vilful Ein Sof, herzach in Elamis, kommt es nicht to the Ein Sof the way it is in the Eir Guf. And that's the pshat, the Mala and the Kes, that the Eir mitzad atzmai is shalei be'er higher than Elamis. But that's only if you quoted me the Fidik Rebbe Taish in the Hemsha, that Eir Ein Sof Gufe, a blink shenarei that the Eir is Mein Amor. So that versteht man that the Eir is Mein Amor, and Lamata Mata in Tachas means that even though there's a tzimtzum that Echsidik and the Elamis shalei be'er hachtel lukus, after became Lamata Mata in Tachas. So the etzem fact that Eir Ein Sof is beyond the whole musik of Elamis. Thus versteht man from the etzem Sachen man sagt Eir Ein Sof, because Eir Mein Amor. And if made Mamer, say me the etzem is moved to the gamra from ilmus, the is moved to the gamra of ilmus. And that's the, and then the whole uft of lamata tintakos. That even the ilmus are shalei be'erich lower than the air, but then I swear that the bleak vol of the air kommt nicht an an ilmus cannot be expressed in ilmus. So the nachidish is legel lamata tintakos. So versteht mich that the air, the yachas of the earth ilmus is the yachas of einarech. So was gibt es zu, and you say lamala tinkes. So the Friedrich Rebbe says here that the Pshat HaMala says that the Eir is mis'ale and Ilui higher than the Ilui of Eir Mitzadatz. There is the Ilui of Eir, that Eir in Yon is Gili Amar. And then there is that the Eir is mis'ale to the Etzem, which is higher than the Gedder of Eir. Which, that's, who's Zetman? Where, in what mode is the Eir Shaykh to the Etzem? Is the Eir mis'ale to the Etzem, which is higher than the Gedder Eir Mitzadatz? That's in the fact that the Eir is mis'ale. That's what we can call it the Nikudir. There Nikud, das is clear. This is Nikud we went. Now the Shaila is, and Friedrich Rebbe stands is another prat. The Lashon Friedrich Rebbe's Mamer is, I'll just see the Lashon again, so we'll see the. It says, Kshem Shem Shem Mata Mata Bispashas Vigile Adin Shir, Misper Klal. In the Kmekin yourself, the Maila Adin Ketz Bechinas Helam Ershub Helam Acher Helam. So the Kshem and the Kmekin is in two pratim. The Kshem is the Rebbe teaches. Al derech like the Lamata is in of Hamshach Lamata. There's the Lamaila means the Halal Lamaila, that the air is mis'aleh in Etzem which is higher than Gili, which means the air is mis'aleh. That means that the air is also expresses. The air is not only in Yanim which are begedra Gili. The air also expresses in Yanim which are beyond the gedra Gili. We'll see the pratim of that nekuda. That's the Einzach. And in was mit was farabchin means in which Inyan is the, where do you see that air itself is the Maila Adin Kes? Lamata Adin Tachlis is the Tunu of Ispashtus, the Tunu of Gili. That's the Mata. Where is there the Tunu of Lamaila? In the fact that the air is in the Tunu of Helam. In the Pchinas Hais Amos, the fact that the air is a Pchinas Helam air, that's Nevea mitzad that the air is Mis'ala Begila Acherid. Means the Helam stems from the fact that the air is Mis'ala. Higher than the Gedder of air. The Indian of air mitzad Atzme Inyani is Gili Amar, Votnish Gekench Stein Behelam. Mitzadat has to be begilud. The fact that the air could be in a ifin of helim to be misalim, this almost air is neveh mitzadaliyas ha'er in that. Yeah, that's the what's the malam that gets in the b'chinas helim air. The helim which is behelim acher helim, a double helim. It means that not that the air is one. The regular helim would mean is that he's higher than elimus. Erleichnish valer sacrificing. Helim acher helim is that he's misalim. He's misalim. Not that he's by definition higher than hergish and elimus. The air is mis'al. Steht in der Tunu von des Almos. The fact that the air is in the Tunu of des Almos, that's in them besteht the Ili acher Ili of the air. The Helim of the air is in them. The Helim is nevea mitzad is mitzad. It's not like two separate things. The fact that the air is mis'alim is mitzad. The fact that the air is expresses that. The air, the Tunu is spashtus vagili sheva air. The fact that the air is bekoichet, li spashet v'li galis l'b'chol makim. That expresses the Tmaila of Eir, the Maila of Gili. Mash'ink in the fact that the Eir is in a Kenzach Mis'alim Zayin, that's Nevea mitzvah the fact that the Eir is Nis'alit to the Etzem Shalom Eir. Means that the Eir in Yoni is not Gilui, in Eir is in Yoni, the Etzem Shalom Eir. See that one of that. It's just the touch of the words Helam Acherim V'Ila Acherim. Now, this P'chinas Heder Eir is a Eis touch of the Ila Acherim. And what's versteht is that Helam doesn't mean in was for a b'china is there a mis'ale, in a b'china which is higher than air, heder air and heder agil. That's the, in was for a b'china, either air is mis'ale, be'ila achir in was for a b'china is there air mis'ale, the b'china which is heder air, bittul air, and bittul agil. Heder air, heder agil. That's the uptouch of these, so there's one in mitvas, in other words, in mitvas, Berta Reis gebracht. The fact that there is mispashet and misgad b'chol mokim, that brings out the ain't safe of the air. Is a gili built in mukbal. Mainly is misgal and mispashet b'chol mokim. The fact that the air is misalim, this almos air, that expresses an inyan atzmi which is higher than gili. If air would just be gili, but then she can't stay in behelim. The fact that the air could be behelim, could be misalim, that means that the fact that the air is misale to the etzim shalamayim gili. So the etzim is mushlam air. There's one Indian was verta reis gebracht an air this b'china the etzim which is heder air, shelul air, and there's another ilui the b'china the etzim which is shelul the inyan agili beyond the gedra agili. Zeh lochor the touch from the you'll see the That's the two pratim. There's two ifanim in Tzimtzum, two ifanim in Esalmos, ve'efin kloli. In each pchina, there's kama v'kama pchinas. Aderech Yisrael matamata in the Tachlis, there's kama v'kama ifanim in this pashtus ein sof. And there's the Malik is there's kama v'kama helamis. But b'chlolis there's two ifanim of helim. One ifan of helim, which is nevea mitzad, the etzem, which is heder ha'er, higher than the inyan of ha'er. And another pchina of Esalmos, which is nevea from that pchina the etzem that is heder ha'gilu. Mushla from heder ha'gilu. Das liegt in the... We're learning over here, just to see in the Lashon of the Mamer. If you look in the... It's not... Here, he says, just the Eisfer of the... After you say, Mizem move on. Just after you say, Teres Hashem, Ribe Elamis. We'll go back to Teres Hashem. Just the Mizem move on, Shula Mailo, be Ili, Atin Ketz. Just Kmei She'erin Sof, be Gila Difnat. Erin Sof is Gila Difnat Tzintz. Hashem Malakol Mitzis. So they say, mitzad atzmai is gilui. Hin yacharka hu atzmai mislabish behelem acher helem. This helem acher helem is ba'mitis inyin an ili acher ili. It says, Farvos vert, achana helemer. Farvos vert, mitzad vos vert helemer, because of ili acher ili. Means the fact that there's this alma sa'er, the helemer, that's not a ve'er mitzad in of yirid ba'alma. That's because the air is misal in ili acher ili in the etzem. So ketitza mizeh vertus alma sa'er. So this alma sa'er is the expression of the fact that the air is misal in ili acher ili. So Komishim Avar, that's a tunu of hell, syndicated as that. Shezeu inyan heder, what's zeu inyan? Does it uptouch heder er gam heder agili? What's the uptouch of here? What's the shezeu inyan? The fact that there's helema er is nevea mitzadvam is misal in amotim was is heder er. As if again sagen, es ist kein von heder er heder agili. It's the er is bis almos, it's the er begil and the er bis almos. It's helen. Where do you see the end of heder er? What's the hisafis lashon heder er heder agili? You want to bring out two ifanim in helim. Maybe there's other ways of saying to it. What's the lashon heder? Not the taich er and gili. What's the lashon heder? What's the feeling of his lashon heder er gili? Helim er helim gili. Why do you call tzimtzum or helim a lashon of heder? What are we saying with that? Was will the feeling of mediverter? Heder er gili. The two ifanim in helim. Okay, that's the revaiter. Is helim er and helim gili. But the lashon heder. Lashon heder is not, helam usually is not heder. Helam means, they say when you get in a tzimtzum derech silu. Lifnat tzimtzum the is mer begili. La'achnat tzimtzum is bis almos. It's not that it's vert eis. Heder means azach vert eis. It's behelam. It's not begili. What's nitaysta with the lush with the expression heder agili? So there's the lashon heder is he wants to bring out that the helam is connected to an ilu. It's not just the inyan of his almos as a herzach nishtayr. The tunu of Esalmos is nevea because the air is mis'ala to the etzem, which in the etzem is heder ha'er v'heder ha'gilu. It's when hecher from the minyan ha'er. And there's two inyanim, there's heder ha'er and heder ha'gilu, but there's two pratim here. There's the fact that there's er and gilui, and then there is not some inyan of Esalmos, that it's heder. Heder is nevea from this aspect in Helim, that's nevea mitzad the aliyah sa'er, the iliyah ha'er in the etzem. You heard the minyan? I'm saying in the attachment of the Bertha. That's what the figure says will be Ilay Acher Ilay, the Bchinas Heder. So the Bchinas Heder is an uptouch for the word of Ilay. Huh?
And the recording Rabbi uses the Lashon Halam or Halam.
We're in this part. Shazau Inyan.
No Inyan. You're saying anything at the end of the days.
Shazau Inyan. You have there's no Lashon. What I'm saying now, but again Lashon Heder does nicht mein Namzo. The Rabbi writes in Sefer Erechem. If I understood what he says correctly, as he you don't have a Sefer Erechem here, but as he schreibt it. Go be touch. He says Kei Masha from LGani Chafei. You don't have the.
It says Heder afterwards.
Where do you see? Where is the?
Beginning when he reads it first.
It's very fun. Yeah, but there's such a shalosh in the Mamer. Helam agili. Okay, so that's the two ifanim. But where does it say after?
You say after Heder, he says.
Who? Where does it say?
Which page?
Oh, bis wann hier. Und danach tut sich an Helem acher Helem und a ile acher ile. Bis wann as es wird Helem er. So mit was wird Helem er, mit ile acher ile. The fact is tut sich to know Helem means he's misale be ile acher ile. Bis wann mit ile acher ile wird Helem er. wird weiter mit Weisen Asidik Ere Alatzad, oder noch ist Hedre. Stam, that's the Etzem Sach that Hedre Ere is, to bring out this word that is Mis'ale, you have to look at the Pratim, but I think that says in the, that's the Einzach. Now the Etzem Inyan, what's Taka the Pshat, that, sehr big Pashtas Advarim, Tzimtzum means, this Amos. Tzimtzum is an of Yerida. Lifnei at Tzimtzum, the Erin stuff was Begili. And Acharat Tzimtzum, there was this Amos Eir. Was had this a time that the Eir was Mis'ale? So even before anything, that's the Lashon Fidik Rebbe brings in the Mamer, which the Rebbe does, which the Rebbe doesn't quote here, is just look at Lashon Fidik. B'cholos, hu inyan at Tzimtzum shchayi be'erin saparuchu. It's Befin Kloli. The Rebbe is already mefaret kama inyanim in Tzimtzum. There's a Bashem Tev kama inyanim in Tzimtzum. But Befin Kloli, the Tzimtzum shchayi be'erin saparuchu. But Zvashet, the inyan at Tzimtzum, his almos ha'er v'skalos b'atzmos hizbar. So the Rebbe says in the Torah that the Inyan at Tzimtzum is not where you stand as is almos. So it's behalten. His almos means that the air is an eifin of eskalus batzmos. I'm saying there's one thing is that Tzimtzum laf kipshute. There's a double thing some gehalten that there's pashat tziluk that the air is gefinzach nicht in Welt. That the Rebbe says Tzimtzum laf kipshute means the air his pashat salakus is there was no tziluk for. It's not that there's that in Elam Hazor or in anywhere there's the siluk of there. The air gefinzach b'chol, but he's not an eifin of Gilui. He's in the same place, whatever the Gemara Chassidus are. The etzem gefinzach umedum, and the etzem is everywhere. And the etzem is even what's the tzimtzum that anstatt them that the air is mer bepoil. This means a dogma. Derech like Al says the dogma in the Kodatayra. Al derech like someone learned the Masechta. So b'shas his meich is osik and limud of the Masechta. So he's thinking now his whole consciousness is molly with the limud of this Masechta. Then there is, you need a copy?
Thank you.
Then there is that after he finishes learning the Masechta, so then what happens? It's a meich hazekar. So meich hazekar means the Indian is not the Indian practice for learn. The Indian is an eifin of bekoyach and not an eifin of bepoil. B'shas is learning the Masechta l'poil, trachtwegen dem l'poil. So that's what in Eisius Machshavte was taking over his mind, his conscious mind, is this limit of this Masechta. Mash'inkin b'shas he's starting to learn something else. So what happens to the Masechta? The Nefesh still contains the entire Masechta. That's because the Mensch heard to learn and forgets them. It doesn't have it anymore. The minute you start discussing with him, it's like a all the right to be able to discuss everything. So everything that he learned is still nimtza b'nafshi. But it's nimtza na'ifin b'kayach. It's not, he's not l'peil mamish thinking about it. It's nimtza me'ech hazikar. What I'm saying is, so that's... No, what I'm saying is, when you say tzimtzum, when you say tzimtzum means, pashat tziluk. If you're using the mashal, imitzot gelernt ha-Masechta, and now this Masechta was in his mayach, and this is not a good... This is not it. As I'm saying, one eifin is, let's say the way we understand it simply. You had the Masechta in your brain, and now it's not in your brain anymore. So the way they learn is, before the tzimtzum, the air is a mali makam acholo. The tzimtzum was tziluk, that the air is not a mali makam acholo anymore. Where's the air? The air is in the etzem. Now, since the lack of shuti, I'm saying that the etzem is everywhere. So the Alter says the air is miskala batzmusay. That's already since the lack of shuti. When you say the word miskala is air batzmusay, the etzem loch gefinzach umedum. So it's not the pshat that the air is mistalik from this market. But till now it was an eifin of gili v'hergash. The poil was nirgash, and now it's not nirgash. It's hidden within the etzem. Miskala is air batzmusay. Saying miskala is air batzmusay is, and that's also an ili of there. The etzem word that the taich of tzimtzum means is skalu sa'er batzmusay, not stamasay that the air was blocked, or the dober kaitz was that the air is a skalu batzmusay, and that's the taich of tzimtzum, I'll be pashtas advarim, without the Rebbe taiches it. I'm mixing tzimtzum kupshute, but this is as I think about varnish. You understand what I'm saying, tzimtzum kupshute, tzimtzum lav kupshute? You see, if you look at it the way it is inside air shemesh, you have a shemesh, and the shemesh is, let's say the ananim are mafsik the shemesh. And let's say there would be the air wouldn't be mispashad l'poil. But the shemesh still has the potential to be misfashion. The koichet is fashion. Let's say it wouldn't be. There's a room we put a mosach, and the air is not misfashion in that room. But the shemesh still has the ability to be misfashion. He's not misfashion lepoil, but he's muchan lisfashion. But lepoil, that's a concept of sin. That means that the inyan is not misfashion lepoil. The makar contains the bekoyach of the inyan. But for every reason, it's not being misfashion lepoil. But there, by shemesh, it's mesuluk from this makar. When if you block this room, the pearl, the Eresh Shemesh is not being mispasheted. Mashiach in the Nimshal, what if the Shemesh should be everywhere? In the Nimshal, the Etzem is everywhere. So what's the pshat simsum? Hiskalus er batzmus say that anstatt then that the air is materialized lepoil, it's mispashit lepoil. It's bekoyach etzem mispashit. Let's say the mispashit is an efen of bekoyach, not an efen of bekoyach. But that's not siluk, because siluk means that it's drawn away. The air is never drawn away because the etzem gefitz chumedum, and the etzem is beicholten mispashit. It's bekoyach mispashit. Lepoil mamish, it's not mispashit lepoil. I'm saying that's. But Kaplan, what's the pashas musik of tzimtzum? That there was a skalus ha'er ba'etzem. So that's already an ilu in there. The er mitzad atzmai, mitzad etzem tunu of gilui. So then the vart is then there's the etzem. The etzem is higher than gilui, and then there's the fact there's this pashtas etzem. The fact that there could be a mitzias where the air is misalim, that brings out that the inyan ha'er is the blikvul of the etzem. It's not a mitzias v'fnei etzem. The etzem, in fact, the scholars of Batzmus brings out an ilini sefes in the yichud of the air with the maker, which you wouldn't have that, which is not expressed mitzad the ispashtos air. And so this brings a dugma, just to bring this out more. This brings a dugma that the air hashemesh lamayla, the air hashemesh lamata, so the shemesh is muchach laher. It's not shayach that he should contain his air within himself. It's muchach laher. Why? Because the ispashtos is not. The inyan ispashtos is it's not because the etzem is ein sof, so it's not his mind. The Eivish created the shemesh in a way that besides for the fact that he's a davar bahir, he also is a davar mispashit. It's not about his shleimus. The fact that he can be mispashit is not kol kulei his blikvol, his shleimus, his mind. The chatchili is more from two inyanim. There's the fact that he's a lichtig ezach, and there's another aspect that he shines everywhere. So the fact that the er l'mayla can stein in avek from a skalus that he can be kolol ba'etzem and not to be mispashit. So that brings out that the fact that the lukus is mispashit is not because it's not that there's kaviyachol the etzem of a lukus, and then there's the fact that the eibush is mispashit. Because the etzem is ein sof, the etzem is blikvo mitzad malasei mitzad the shleimus, he's also mispashit. So it's his shleimus. So if he doesn't want it to be expressed, it's his inyan. It's not the pshat that there's an etzem, and then there's the etzem of a lukus, and there's also the spashis of lukus. Because mitzad vash stamt in kudav is because the fact that the etzem is shalim mitavas hashleimus, mitzad goyel ma'alos, mitzad the fact that he's ein sof. So mitzad the fact that he's ein sof, nothing is could be minei about it. Can a stein be mispashta sechet? But then it's all his ma'al, his shleimus. So if his ratzon is that he shouldn't be mispashta, his ma'al should be contained within himself. Is there nicht so the ma'al it's his inyan. It's not that there's a mitzias of mispashtas. It's pratim. It's not. The Elam is bekannt with such a Indian. So I'm saying the etzem Indian that Simsum is connected to the fact that the air is miyuchid with the etzem and a higher reifin. That's state, but that's not heder air. That's what I want to bring out. But the Rebbe says here that the lashon that bisvanet, helem air, helem achelem bisvanet that is misal in the Indian of helem heder air. The regular taich of biskalus air batzmos. And says like I said before, that's takan ilu in the air. I'll tell you what the Torah himself touches is that the fact that the air is an eifin of eskalus and bekoyach, that's an ilu in isefesh in the air. But it was b'shtei ilu. Air in Yoni is gili amor. In Yoni is there's the etzem, the etzem of a lukus, and then there's the fact that the etzem is mispashit. This ain't sub is mispashit the common. You can understand this is pashas in two ways. You can understand the pashas that the etzem is it's two in Yoni, so to speak. There's the etzem and there's the fact that he's mispashit, and then it's not up to him to as a zochishther and there is pashtus. They can have another Indian that in vas pashteit the whole yichus of this pashtus is the shleimus of the etzem. It's miyuchad of the etzem, and that's expressed with the fact that the air is miskal of amar. You have the mashal and the nefesh adam also. That this brings that the nefesh this pashtus v'guloya nefesh aberatz. This is kovash rachma ba'avnei yechidei that Avraham Avinu didn't want that the midas rachma shebelibe avnei should be nirgash. So he contained his regash within himself. In the nefesh, the gulei ma'beratz. What's the gulei ma'beratz? Not that there is an inyan gilui, but what the inyan gilui is a prat in the shleimus nefesh. That's his ilu. That's his shleimus. So in Melef, it's all but the inyan of the yichus of the gilui is that it expresses his shleimus. Then it's totally bertzei. It's not muchach in the gilui. But that's not heder air. That's not l'maylech l'holding in the air. That mikens cooking up an air also mitzias b'fnei, or that the air is miyuchid is bottle legamri loetz. The calling yon of the area is to bring out the shtachol shleimus. But Inyani is air. Inyani is not to bring out the fact that the etzem is mushtal of it. Not to bring out the fact that the etzem is beyond the whole gather of it. Inyani is in agili. But then, whose inyan is in agili? Kol Inyani is the Mailas etzem. But the Rebbe is saying, Bezvanen, that the inyan of his almas, is that the air is Masala Bilacharili. Bezvanen, that it's Heder air is, that in inyan at Simtsum is Nevea, it's at the fact that the Atzmos is not Muchach in the whole inyan of air. The whole Maila and Shlemas of air, Legabihim is not a Maila B'chol. Legabi him, the whole inyan of Maila Sa'ir is a Rish Muchrich in them. It's not that you don't have that in the Nefesh Lamash. The Nefesh, the air is there's the fact that the Giluy and Nefesh could be Kolo Ba'etzem is because the whole say Yichus of the Giluy is the Shleimus and Nefesh. But the Nefesh is Takatachas Shleimus. What's Bashteit Shleimus? That it can be Giluy. Means the inyan of Giluy is Mashlim the Nefesh, and then Bashteit Takat the Mailas and Nefesh. Lamaila, you say Mitzad Atzmos, he's not Mucher the whole inyan of Giluy. You hold the shalayla. The ganze in agil is ishkemayla legabia. That whole inyan doesn't. He's not muchar that inyan. The musik, the amitis ha'atzmos is mushlo from any iluyim v'mailas. He's not muchar in any mailas. And is that b'chlal is not the inyan. And the inyan at Tzimtzum is not the das of event siluk ha'er siluk ha'er alagadol ha'tzad is not only that's not what was expressed with the fact that siluk ha'er alagadol ha'tzad. That Atzmas is not muchrich in the whole inyan of Gili. And that is common in Gili. The Etzem himself is beyond the whole inyan. That's the head of it. That's Shina Dabar Neisef. You heard the minion. When he says in some Avav, that you were saying yesterday, he says in some Avav, but Adam Kiyakriv, that in Tzimtzum was Nizgalad in of Yichol Teshaleilah. That's not the regular part of the Skalos Eir Ba'etzem. You know what I'm saying? There's, inyan at Tzimtzum is Tzilik Eir Agadol Atzad. So what's misbata through Tzimtzum? That there's that the etzem is not much the whole inyan agili, and that's the inyan Neisef. You heard the meaning of Befin Klali. This is ein Zach. I'll give you a fast more, but I just want to bring out the first the pratim was so that's in of Heder Eir. Heder Eir is that there is that Tzimtzum. The fact that it's in of Silik Eir Agad Al Atzad. That's neveh mitzad the fact that. That's the fact that the air could be in Aifin. Bittul air legamri, siluk air alatzad, and ganzen is of chlanish tern alukos. That's what was expressed in the Tzimtzum that the etzem does not need gilui. Not that the inyan ha'air is bottled in. Not the inyan is siluk air agad alatzad. Shi'ilu there's no air. Not the hergish is that the air is in a higher state. The air is in a Aifin that is bottled to him. The ganze inyan ha'air darfinish. That's a deeper hell. The whole inyan air is not muchrach. That's in the inyan Tzimtzum. Not just that the air is in the eifin of bekoyach, or the air is in the eifin of eskalos. Silik agadol alatzad is the whole inyan air is not muchrach. That inyan was expressed through the inyan Tzimtzum. The yichol tishalayla, the fact that mitzad the milas mitzad the amitis ha'ili of the etzem, the whole inyan hagili is ishkim ma'ida legavia, and he's not. He doesn't. He's not. He's beyond it. That's already a ilinaisa. That's heder. That's a inza. And then I'm saying Dash Tate of Siddhis Taka that in that Tzimtzum is the fact that the air is an eifin of Tzimtzum that expresses this the kudah that the Yichol Teshaleilah.
Why are you attributing that to
the air? The Choristam say that Tzimtzum is God. So Dash I'm saying the Hechrich, I don't know if it's at the Avan of Tzimtzum itself. There is Biyurim. I don't remember what it says Mefurish. And some of Shteta say that in that Tzimtzum the Tzimtzum Shchoye Ba'er is not just a scholars of something else. It's not another union. That's you're saying what's the raya is whatever, because there's different inyanim that the Tzimtzum affected the air. I'm saying if the air mitzvah that's minyani is gili. I think some of this is not but if the Tzimtzum mitzvah that's minyani is gili, if air mitzvah that's minyani is gili, and Tzimtzum is the mitzvah the etzem is minish muchach on air, but not that inyani of air is bringing yanim in is nothing to do with air. It's not that there's the inyan of Yechele Shalela higher in the air, which was expressed through Tzimtzum. Stamaz is certain Zgalik were a Hecher inyan, so then the Tzimtzum wouldn't have affected the air. Mitzvah is the Asad Lavi, as they're beginning some above, the Asad Lavi, through the Tzimtzum, through Aveda, will be Mamshach, the air and stuff, Shalif, that Tzimtzum involved. That's the Ve'ah mitzvah, the fact that through the Tzimtzum, the air itself was Masal. So Zgalik were in their air, that in Yoni is not just in Agili. In Yoni is that the Etzim Kameshu is also Chem. And also that aspect of the etzem, that's I'm a davsach nishtem b'chol. It's not The kavanah is that in should be nizgala. The fact that in should be nizgala, that's because it also is, that in it also comes express itself through air. This part, it's the rayas of them, so to speak. And it's not said in the signal, the way he says in some above, he says it once he explains that the air is mushish in the dark of Yecheles. So Meili says the fizet in that tzimtzum is an expression of the Yecheles Leilor. It doesn't work for care. It doesn't say that because tzimtzum is a zaheche inyan, is a raya that the air nicht as he starts up by saying that air in Sof is mushish in the dark of Yecheles. And Yecheles is also Yecheles Leilor. And the Meili, and that's expressed. The Meili had a tifra avana in that tzimtzum. That's the way he said. But the pearl, there's different in Yonim, was Chassidus is var legabe air, which is never from the fact that the tzimtzum is not stam as yonacha inyan. That the air by mitas in Yonei doesn't only contain the inyan agili. He also is connected to the fact he also steht in a bittul muchlet to the etzem which is higher than gili. The air is this header is a bittul air. That's the air is misalet to a darga of bittul air legami to the etzem which is beyond which is higher than the inyan agili, higher than the inyan air. It attaches up the hechtig. I'm saying that's the whatever this kama pratim over. This etzem verted. If the whole inyan tzimtzum is called air ba'atzmos, there's a mitzat tzimtzum is there's a tunu of tzimtzum guf, a tunu of helim, which they're not just the tunu of is almost. But this is pratim. This is verstehe was man net, or I'm mit gelernt. I don't know what to even fire more about pratis and what. Good, that's when it gets ahead there. Well, maybe we'll go through some pratim later better, but first the gabi the cheshma vashteda. That's when you get ahead there. What's heder agilui? What's the code of heder agilui? So I think this word is a bit anders. Rebbe redt doch zwei Pfannen von Helen. Was man redt. There's one Indian in Helen. Like Chassidus mevar always that there's two Inyanim, two poolis of the tzimtzum. There is, like the Chassidus brings the mashal of the Rabbi Talmud, that there's two chalokim, so to speak, in the Seichel Rab. You have a Rabbi Talmud just bein the Riech Zalazar. So you have Sichli Atzmi Shal Rab, is Shalei Berech to the Talmud, which that Seichel is Bechlal, the Talmud stands no Sheiches there. The Nimshah, you have the Eira Blikvo, Elam is Hagvo. Then there's the Eira Blikvo in Holocaust, the Eira itself. That's Bechlal not Sheich for the Elam Steve Mekal. And that's Tzilik Eira Godel Al Atzad, that the Sichli Atzmi of the Rav, he stops thinking about it, he stops being focused on it. That's his Alam Legam. That's B'chal and Nimshach to the Mekal. Then there's in the Seichel Rab, there's Nichel, the Seichel HaShaykh HaTalmud. There's the Eira Gvul. Lifnat Tzimtzum, Kol in the Eira Blikvo, there's the Eira Gvul, which is Shaykh to the Mekal. And that Eira is Nimshach in Vel, but it's Nimshach in Eifin of Yeridah. That Eira is not Nimshach Kameshu. It goes through Yeridah, Veshini V'Tzimtzum, but that Eira is not Nistalik Legami, that it's B'chal and Meir in Vel. It's Meir in Vel, but in a Mitzumtzum Dika Eifin. In a Isamas Dika, so it's two Eifanim in Helim. There's one Eifin of Helim, as a Herzach B'chal Nish there. Still look to the extent of bittuler, not stand that is viscalos, but is bittul behedre. Where the battle the meaning. There's not meret the gabi the hamshach of erak vul in elam the erak kav. Let's say the hamshach of the air shaykh elam. So just nimshach vel. The tzimtzum was pale in that air too. The erak kav, there's the sheresh of erak kav lifting that tzimtzum, and the tzimtzum was pale that the air shouldn't come in a eif in the way it is inside the rav, but it should come eif mit tzimtzum. The kame in yonim in the tzimtzum chassidus mevar. So that in Bas Bashid the Pulas at Tzimtzum, that the air is nimshach and is pale involved, but it's not nimshach in a way that it's bleak vol, its teikef is mir begoli. It's nimshach in a way that its teikef is bis almas. That's a whole different eifin of Ela. Yeah, the Chassidus, I don't want to go into the Mishal, the Chassidus, the Mashal, the Rebbe exists in the Mamer of Anocha, that this man should be the Shaykayim, there was Re'iyah in Holocaust. And there was also Asag in Holocaust. But Shasta Yid has Re'iyah Holocaust, Re'iyah, Kol Tzchurcha. So as a saga is also in a different eifin legam. Saga is totally different. It's not only you see it, but as a saga is the same as now. Shasayid zet alakos as a saga will be totally different. Bizman hazeh riyah we don't have altogether. We don't have riyah. Hasaga hotman yet, but hasaga we have in a shalei be'erach lower than havan of hasaga. There was a bayis. There's two efanim in tzimtzum. One eifin in tzimtzum is that in the inner of riyah bechlal is not present as man hazeh. It's bisamas as hazeh. That's the one eifin. The chanishta. Adab shat it's sidon and we have riyah in a lower eifin. Bizman hazel, we don't have riyas alukus. Ein anu yechidim liris. We don't have riyah. Hasaga hotman yep. So we have that, but that we have hasaga in a much more mitzum siddiqai. Shalei berach lower than the hasaga the way it was. Is not shvis with the sheikah. So the eira blikvul, the eira shalom ma'ile mishaychus la'elam is that's b'chlal anim shchin belt. That's bisalmus. That's tzilik eira gadol atzad. Then there is different since we call the eir hashayich la'elam. The eira gvul. That eir is yem meir neil, but it's meir beif mitzumtzum. So two different types of helim. There's one efen of helim, bittul in air, silik air agadalot, kilovis in shtad in air, mizhecher from the guy mit darfish in air. That's the zgal through the true of tzimtzum derech silu. That the atmos is not muchrich in the whole in air. And then there's another Indian that even where the air is yem meir, where kommt on, kommt on an efen of his alms. And that's neveim. It's at the bittul of the gather. In other words, if you say, if the this is a little bit of a different touch. If you say that the is kama pratim in this word of the second, the ilui, so we're saying there's one Indian that the fact that the air, whatever's learning here, helim is not just, it's not a degradation. Inside the helim is a nidrik Indian. Helim is neveim. It's the fact that the air is mis'ale to a higher Indian than air. That's the zakman. So the Indian of Helim or Legamri, Silik Eragadalat, that's mitzad, that in air is Nirgash, the air is Mis'ale, he's Misbata, let's say, to the Etzim Shalamala Legamri Megadere, to Yechel Shalela. So that is Bata Bachal, the whole Indian Agim. Then there is the whole Indian air, not Hedra air. Then there is not Hedra air, the air is Nimshach Meir. Erakav is Meir Nimshach Vel. But it's not Nimshach Mispashit. Kemaishu means the bleak of the air, the Pshitis of the air is not Meir Begoli. The tachlis habittul of the air that as enid nomad doesn't shmer begol. His mer and efen of his arms. But etzem in the air is faran. But that's the way it's misbattled in agilui. Or it's in agilui. If air in yani would be gilui, means his mitzias is gilui hamoker. Let's say there's a mitzias which in yani is etzem, which does not have to be expressed. Let's say does not have to be felt. Does not have to be morgish. And then there's a mitzias which in yani is gilui. Inyani is that he's mortgage begolly. If the inyani of air would be gilui that he's mortgage begolly, so we can stay in a veg that his inyan is not mortgage. How could he be present in a even that his inyani is not mortgage? Because every single mitzias has what its teichen is and in what way is he present. You say seichel is mifashteit asvar. A svara can't be in your mind. The way a svara clicks with a person is by understanding it. A svara can be in a person's heart, or it can be in a person's. And what's bashtet that a svara is present is that it's understood. So there's the Indian atzmi. Indian atzmi, his presence is not bound to the properties of hergish, of gilui. And that he doesn't need that there should be nergash in the makom where he is. His being is with the fact that he's there. Doesn't need to have any external expressions to his presence there. So that's it. Masheikin gilui. The Gdarim of a Mitzvah of Gili is that he's Meir for Nirgash, that he's Murgash. So if the Eir in Yani would be Elakus to be Elakus comes in the Gdarim of Gili, in the property of Gili, so we can there Eir be Amos. Manashach. If in this makim, in this mode, his pshitis or his mohos can't be expressed by Goli, so then he can't be there. Then it's a stira to him. You say a person, you have a seichel, a mayach, cannot understand the svara, but the svara is there anyway. It's called the shazazah. Svara, this in was bashtet that the svara gefindt sich nicht besser Platz, that is understood. Not understood, it is a Doragashmi gefindt sich technically in a place. Every single thing has, according to Hesed, to what the Mahus is, how he's present in a certain place. You say, the Maya doesn't understand, but the Seichel is there. Here we're saying, if the Erin Yani was, Elokus to be comes in Efen of Gilui, so we can sign as a Herzach nicht the medium. He's Behelim, and he's there. How does that work together? Because that's the fact that the air is not in Yani is not Gilui. It's Nisgale in air, he's Nisale, that in Yani is not Gilui. In Yani is that the etzim should be made. The etzim is also Chem. That's Bittul Gilui, not Bittul in air. It's two different in Yani. No, I'm saying there. I'm saying some above there. I'm saying wait, it seems like that. Some above there. He says that the air, the union of siluk is mitzad the fact that the air is mitzad the chedesh shalei lahair, that atzmas is b'chlana muchrach from the union of air. That's bittul air in the lashon of air, and the fact that the air comes b'gvul, that's mitzad the union of a chibur, whatever it doesn't say. But that's, let's say, tiferes anelim amol shteit. That's the fact that there can be b'agbala. That's it's not only a chedesh shalei. I don't remember the lashon that it says there, but it's. Let's say a chibur of the shalahar with shalei. But I'm saying here, this word, the bittul of inyan agilu. What's the heder agilu? So I'm saying, could be here the taikshi is not a different word. Here it's But what's in Yoni of Eir? In Yoni of Eir is not the Makar, the way the Makar comes in Eifin of Gilui. In Yoni, the Amitis in Eir is that the Etzem Kameshahu should be mispash, should be nirga, should be felt. Not Gilui. The Etzem which is beyond Gilui should be made. If I state the meaning. Let's say in a Pashta Eifin, you have the way, how do we understand the Pashtas from Musig of Eir? You have the Etzem, the Indian Etzem, and you have its expression, the fact that it's Begilui. Shefa is that it's Begilui mitzumtzum according to the Mekabel. Eir is that the Etzem Kameshahu is mispash. But what's Eir? Lepoil, there's the Eir is a different mode than the Etzem. The Etzem is a mode of higher than Gilui, and Eir in Yoni is the Echos of the Etzem, the way it comes in the property of Gilui. So then, if Eir was the Etzem, the way it comes in the property of Gilui, so it's the Gilui Etzem Kameshu. Means we're not modifying the Etzem Kameshu Adash State the Gilui, but it's the Gilui, not the way it is in the Eifin of Etzem. Etzem is beyond being expressed in expression. It's Ashaikin Eir is the way it comes in a felt way, let's say, in an expressed way. So Eir is not Elikus, the way Elikus is about, say, higher than expression. The way Elikus comes in expression. Expression has different akbalas. When you speak about Gilui has certain properties. One of the Gdarim of Gilui is that if it's not expressed, if it's not murgish, it isn't nishtah. That the Eir could come on Eifin of his almas. Means the Eir is present even in a mode which is not his mahus. Openly, the insaf herzach nicht, let's say, afal pikein, who atzme is mislavish in such a Eir allein steht, dort muss herzach nicht begili insaf. Because in Yoni of Eir is not Gilui. In Yoni of Eir is that the Etzem Kameshahu should be Nergash. So he's not limited to the properties of Gilui. Look, Avada Eir is the Eir is that the Etzem which is beyond the property of Gilui, he's not limited. Eir ken zacher. You understand what I'm saying? Not that he could also come within the properties of Gilui. This, the Elokus, which is the Etzem Elokus, which is Ein Sof B'Tachlis, is not limited to be Dafkena Eifin of higher than mitzvahs, Eifin of Etzem. He could also be felt, he could also be made. So it's the Etzem. It's not another union.
Is it higher than the earth?
It's not higher, it's a different union. There's a Mylan Heder, there's a certain union which is brought in the book. Yeah, but I'm saying, I feel like with the Eir is Yefaran, but Nimtza Shalei Gilui. I'm saying, in the Mamer B'chazakta, that's a I'm just saying that's the Lashon Heder Gilui, is kein sein dert as aser teich. In Begimel. In Begimel. The Rebbe is mechalik into yeah, I'm saying the Rebbe is teich is reist. I feel with the Eir is Yefaran. I'm saying each one of these inyanim, the Peltz inyanim Chassidus. I'm just saying what we're trying to teach is what the Rebbe is saying here. The Guf Hadvar and I'm verstehen, I'm verstehen what's the pshat, what's the pshat that there's Tzimtzum Derech Siluk, wird der Reis gebracht, Yechedes Etzem Shaloi Lahar. There's in Ha'Gil, there's in Ha'Er, there's the Indian that the Etzem is beyond the Musig of Er. That's one Indian. Not only beyond the Musig of Gilui, beyond the Musig of Er. Er means the Etzem is being expressed. He's open. Not that he comes, without going into, how do you define this openness? Is he limited to the Gdarim of Gilui? Is he not limited to the Gdarim of Gilui, the second Indian? But he's expressed. Yechilish Lahari means he doesn't need expression. There's him, he doesn't need the whole concept that he has to be expressed. And that expression is a virtue, Legabim, doesn't exist. You say, and that's a pellet of Fnatzim. The Etzem is Ein Sof. Azay Kaviyachol, B'teva Dvar, what Megadarv Zagan, there is something which is Ein Sof, by nature, with what is expressed in the Kodesh Ein Sof, that he's no limits, and he's expressed and he's open. And Avdem Zak, the Atzmas is beyond any concept of Ein Sof. So the Emalin, doesn't need any inyanim of Ili Amailis. That's Yechidish Leilahir. Then we're saying something else. Then there is the Musig of Er. There's the Yechidish Leilahir. But in that itself, you can understand two ways the Inyan Er. You can understand the Inyan Er that it's the Etzem, the way it comes to the properties of Gili. Or the Inyan Er is there's the Etzem which is beyond any properties. But since he's beyond any properties, he could be expressed too. Where is it brought out that the Inyan Er is? That the Etzem is beyond any form. Could it be expressed too? That's in the fact that the earth doesn't function according to the limitations of the Gedder of Gilui. That's the bittul in Gilui. It's like ein Teich. It can say etliche Teichen there. I'm just saying one.
Why are you saying the Landvat gets higher?
It's a different Indian. I'm saying there's different Indians. The Rebbe says that it's a higher Indian here. It's a higher Indian. And also in the Mamer of you see different Mamer. In the Mamer of some does I don't think it's the name, but the Mamer of Ketzam Lachesh there also speaks of it, that there's the Indian Hagili and there's the Ershalam Savshes Akel. What Rebbe said, Bittul Indian Air also says I'm insert. What's the lashon over there? I didn't look now. I forgot cooking there. You get the concept, yeah? But what what's the important Teres of Hashem Tiv? This we have the Teres of Hashem Tiv way it has been carried. Just so it's not Hashem Tiv the you have the technical thing that he speaks about Ribi Halamas. In fact, that's Ribi Halamas that you have in. Sag noch einmal, the Prat is am verstehen jeder eine von denen, was für die Stelle höher, but that's nicht das Retter though. We're trying to figure out first the Cheshvan Apshatir and then saying was steht. But so you're saying what Lechor was there from Onkel was there after the inner that so the Teshvan was brought when they get to the second Efen of Helam. Not the inner of Helam of Siluk Lagamri, but the inner of Helam that the air is pale and he's mislabish, means he's pale in a Efen of he doesn't have to express himself. He can function not in a way that his ain't stuff is misfashion. You see, a regular case, dvar seichos mislabish and asis, it's no stiris over here because the emega seichel taka bleibt hecher, and what's in the negation the asis taka chelik mit tzimtzum. Here he says, hu atzmai is mislabish na lubush abalef. Means he himself comes in the form of his almas. So that's because he's not limited to the properties of Gilui. If Inyani, like I said before, if Inyani would be Gilui, then he's mugder to the gather of Gilui. Can stehen in a weg, wo the herzach nicht sein. But the Baal Shem Tov is brought not when he get the tzimtzum derech sibur. The Baal Shem Tov is brought when they get to this nekuda of tzimtzum that the air is mislabish in the efen of hell, to the second efen of tzimtzum, to the tzimtzum of heder Gilui that wo the air is yefaran is not an efen of Gilui. That he brings the Baal Shem Tov. So I'm saying first of all that the Friedrich Rebbe in the Hamshich says that Helam is connected to the Ili Ha'erba etzem. But he says, B'chlolos inyani, in Tzimtzum, which is the Skaldas Batzmusay. He doesn't touch up the other Ifanim in Tzimtzum. So, the Rebbe brings the Baal Shem Tov. So, the Shal is, I'm a Revilach Reden, as there's a Ribi Halamis. L'chor, it's saying, that Rebbe is a tiny, there's Tzimtzum Ak from Kabbalah before. There's Tzimtzum Ak, this type of Tzimtzum, Tzimtzum Atzumim. I'm saying, was verdient man von der Arizah? Was verdient man von der Baal Shem Tov? The in fact that there's a Ribi Tzimtzumim until there's a Havas Elam Hazeh. I'm saying that's the Chiddush of the Baal Shem Tov. So the Chiddush of the Baal Shem Tov is that, I'm saying the way the Rebbe brings it is not, that's the fact that in order to be Savas Elam you have to have Siluk, you have to have Tzimtzum, that's Vesik, that's nicht, that's Ufter. The Ufter over here is that the Ein is mislabish. The Ein is mislabish in the Efen of Heaven. The Hu Atzma, the Rebbe's Lashon is that Hu Atzma is mislabish in the Eis Aleph. Then it is a chiddush. I'm saying you have one Efen of Tzimtzum as a herzach, he's misalim. You have another Efen of Tzimtzum that the Elgin is misamtzim l'fi'erach levush. But then what do you have in the levush? The Elgin the way is l'fi'erach levush. The Elgin kameshuhu should be in an Efen of Helen that you don't have. Because if a herzach nicht, so that pchina of him, which is not l'fi'erach levush, is nishtar. Here we're saying that the air is ein sof, and via is ein sof is there mislabish in the Efen of Helen. Means the ein sof could be present without its ein sof being expressed openly. That's because the air is not mugdar and regularly. But that's the word that everyone wants to be from the Baal Shem Tov. So regular musik at the Ribi Tzimtzumim bringt the Shareis der word. Shal is good Baal Shem Tov Zatus. That was the problem. Vu is Zatus, that's the point. But I'm saying, but Shal Rebbe in the Lashon, where do we have the Lashon? The state. Was the Lashon of the state? You see, he says, wie sagt, Helem bis in Ketz. So the Gabi the Helem Achel is Ribi Helamas. That's this prat. So das wird das Hashem is noch das ist noch alim und slabisch geworden. Where is in the Lashon hu atzmei? Is alim und slabisch geworden in is alif. And zeh it beschaffen is Tzilis. Er sagt, das ist eine davon verstehen, das lange wir in Session. Tut sich an. Would I say that's not in the that who atzme mislabish? No, who atzme mislabish? That's in the lashon over here. I don't see this lashon who atzme mislabish. The information doesn't allow it as VR in substitute belief in is they're not tut sich an. What's the one? This word VR in substitute different symptom. So this inin is they're not mislabish. That's the Taich of here. But das liegt in Teres of Hashem Tiv.
Page 78.
Yeah. $78. No, 78 is earlier. Which good is there? 78? Anyway, what do you see in 78? But he says that when he gets Teres of Hashem Tiv? No, that's him thinking, but not the Gabi Teres of Hashem Tiv. Yeah, but Kaplan, but this Nikud you do have this watching. I was saying yesterday that Azaid in that Simsum Stam Azaid, Simsum Matzum Veshteit, there's Parsa, so all you see the marshal of like this Brad Kabbalah, this is the shyness of Simsumim. That Simsum is not that the is mislabish in the mode of Simsum, in the mode of Asalmus. They have a Simsum which blocks the Nivra from being Margish there. However way we understand it, whether I'm saying, but it's not that the is misalim. The in Saf is mislabish in such a levush. He doesn't come in a form of heaven. Mislabish, the Lashon, the Mislabish Reish, he says, Eishis, let's say, none of is heaven. And the is mislabish in such a levush. The Baal Shem Tov says, not that the Eibush created the world with Asius, or created the world with the blockage of Asius. And it's, the Rechniyusi is Baruch, is Malubish in Asius. That's stated in Mefurish. So what should Rechniyusi is Malubish in Asius? That the comes in a form of his almas, comes in a form of his lapshas. Without going into now if it's the etzim kameshahu, if the is of kameshahu, but the etzim fact, the could work in a eifin of his almas. That's the chol chiddush. Because if in Yonah is gilui,
why doesn't that mean the same thing?
Kav echad kotzer. Okay, so what kav echad kotzer means, whatever. Kav echad kotzer is mishnah zepasha with this name. That it means that the is in a eifin of gvul is also not zepasha. Saying kav echad kotzer doesn't necessarily mean that the is little. But here also with the tnu of his almas, not just that the is seherzach nicht den ganzen. In the tnu of his almas is also a way that the expresses himself. It seems the could be expressed through gilui, one eifin of the expressed himself. Then there's another way the is expressed himself, that he comes in eifin of levush. The could be mislavish. The same you say, in what way could the Tvar Seichel be nisgada? Through a chayis anigin or through asis. There's two ways the could be nirgash by the mekabel. Other aspects mispashes and zechern begoli insaf, or he could come with a mask. And so that's another way that he expresses himself. Kav kotzer is that you say not that the comes in a way, he comes in a eifin of his almas, not that the tnu of his almas stems from him. There's something which is blocking the entire from being nisgala. Or one of the ways that the could be express himself is through the tnu of his almas. Yeah, but that's a different. The Rebbe is saying here in the Hemshech is that the fact that the is be'ilu yacher ilu, the is mis'al, and through the is connected to the etzim shalom adam igilui mitvas vertes nisgal in this tnu that the is not only gilui hamaker, not only the tnu of gilui v'espashtus, but the also expresses the etzim which is higher than gilui. Mitvas vertes aris the with where do we see this tnu that the is l'mayla from the inner in the fact that the could be pale, or the could function in a behalten eifin. Nicht as sich nicht hören in ganzen. Not that you could only hear a little bit of it. The fact that he could function in a way of hiding, in a way of his almas. So that you have Teres Hashem that the air is mislabish through Eis Aleph. The air comes in the Eifen of his almas. As the Kapkotzer meant, Melos nicht das ganze Zacharei sagen. Not that Lechatchila air kommt in weg von his almas. He comes in the way of the Melubash in the Helen. Is a good actor, let's say. So there's two ways of functioning. Or a person could be what he is, or he's able to play someone else. So it's not that an actor is not the pshat that he's milam on himself. It's not. In them besteht the Indian, as that he's able to act out someone else. In them besteht the chush over here. It's not the pshat that the kaf kotzim sutzim is the is ein sof. There's something which just blocks the ein sof. It's not the pshat that I'm constraining myself. I could function in a way of playing someone else. The air could function in a way of his almas. That's you see in the Mashal Hashem that the air is mislabish and asis. The Rechniyusei is mislabish, comes in a levush of Aleph, comes in a levush of Beis, and Behelam Acharad. So that's for the air. That's a vada word in air. Das kannst du sagen, that's nicht in. That's the air kommt in a Zamas. That's a certain seer of Eifen Ashpa of the air, and that's neveh mitzad the fact that the air is misale. That's neveh mitzad the Ilya air. Mitzad the Ilya air that in Yoni is the etzem. Shalamayla migilui. Means, but not nicht das nicht in in Yoni is as also head in the etzem. Means the etzem commission was higher is not shaykhs that it should be we should be aware of it. It is that the etzem should be expressed, but not with the gdorim of Gilui, not with the properties of Gilui. The etzem commission should be expressed. So also the yanim of etzem which are beyond the gdorim of Gilui. Herzach nicht, and that gufa that's also in Yoni Aver. Yoni Aver is not just Gilui Amar. In Yoni Aver is that the etzem which is higher than Gilui, he should be niskal. And some of that end. That's a klep zayin. Here, this lashon stand. It says Chag Chosra Kadosh Baruch Hu v'nistater bekama kisui. What's that? Nistater. Just imitzrat im ogahal. He came in a hiding way. He put on himself a mask. Good. So that's the word that he came in a of his outfit. He was misater. Yeah, that's the guy I said yesterday another way, but we don't have to be. This is ein zach. Let's me get to them. We should speak another prat more pratis or Yechavot Ares Yom Pashat the Cheshbon Apshat of what's being said over here. That was the mechuvan. So again, we start going weiter. What should we do? Noch a prat from before, noch a prat here.
Before even that.
Before. Huh? This is just the first line, so we'll see what's the Shinachabart. This is so according to this, turning to till now. So what's the nekuda of what's the fact that the very fact that the air could be an eifen of his almas. The nigutin of mata the taklas is that the air could be in a tunu of his pashtus. Not only his pashtus, in other words, he could be his bleak vul could be expressed. He could be mizgal, and not only be mizgal in lifnats, even in velt can the ain't stuff of the air. The bleak vul could be there could be a property of bleak vul in velt. We could see an Indian of unlimitedness in velt. So then he's pale in a way of openness. He's pale in a way of gili. Then there's another eifin can come in avek from his almas. This ain't so. Ain't so is not limited that he has to be in a eifin. That his bleak vullius is open, is expressed openly. He could function in a way that his muhus, let's say, is not expressed openly. And that brings out the mile of higher than gili. But according to that, so the Rebbe says, and that's the main knage that the Rebbe speaks in the end of the Mamer. So even in this Eifel, kommt in weg von his almas, and the Mekabel is not Margishin. It comes in of his almas, and that's either in the air. The Rebbe is saying it's not either in the air. Let's say there would be in Yoni is, but the air can come in his almas, and that's taka in niflamay. That the air could come bis almas. But what's that bis almas? So he could come in a way that his muhus is not expressed openly in the makim where he comes. So it ends up being the makim where he's being mayor, The makom which is nivra al de alavush is a makom which is a pel meruchik from him. We're saying the fact that Erkin pearls and Nazamash of David of Amos, that's the Vem, it's at the Ilya. But Lopoyo, the Makam is taken on Sheikhs. So those like the Rebbe Nachvai, then the Kavanah said Tzimtzum is this whole Indian, that who asked me in the Slavish Levushim is as Eich der Makam Zolvern Zayin. And that's the Ilya with the Rebbe Reto. That's the main Ilya with the Rebbe speaking about the Heder Agili. We'll see, that's another Taich. What's the Pshat Heder Agili? We'll see. Not that he could be and he could come in different of hell. Not only were there areas mispashit. That, in other words, two if I say how we can design felt bottle salakus. Or because alakus is mayor, sabad the belt is going to be bottle. If it's mayor ain't stuff, I meant mizatanes, everything is bottle salakus. You have another, even if the world is not going to be markish salakus. Even as nishtak in this. A nivra mitzad his Indian is going to be drawn to the Eibishter. That brings out a deeper ilay alakus. In order for the Vel to be what the Lakus is nishvail because the Eibishter overwhelms everything. So Herzach Blikvol wird aus this battle. So bleiben die Metzias von der Welt. Yeah, feel as with bleiben die Metzias von der Welt, the world Metzidas is. We'll see the problem. I'm just saying different clearly as I've heard. The Likud of the coming in of his almas is that in order for the but that in Yani is as a cheren that ain't stuff in the Lakus. That Hulavadia Vainzulas. In other words, let's say Vel should be battle Telakus. In order for this Indian to take place, that everything is as Sidonar the Eibishter, it's not it's not Mukbul in them. That as after Cheren Ein Sof Begoli, and through that everything is battle. I feel that's Herzach nicht als Ein Sof Begoli. The Mehusa can sich durchführen, a feel durchhel. So the premise of Tzimtzum is not that he's not Sheiches to the Mokim. That the premise in it is to uftan through the air coming in this mode that even a makim which is bechitzanius and megillik shaleba hasn't telekos, he's also batal telekos. That will see that but there is a lot of because that's the choriyah what the Rebbe is saying. But I was saying Tolna the Rebbe so the Rebbe doesn't touch ice the iluim of that. This Indian is the choriyah the Rebbe is. You see what see the Teresamagin you'll see where. That the earth comes in Eifin of Helam and Ein Shach Shar Gishuas. That means that the Mokim, the Mekabel, is taka detached. It's Kenzach Shtern Elukus. It can't be bought with Elukus. So Elukus is big Gvul. This Mokim is Gvul. You say a big Uftu. The fact that Elukus can be Mahavin, Eifin of Gvul, that Pele Gadol Mai. And that shows that Ilay Aflas they're fine. But the Pele, the Mokim is Gvul. And it's not Shaykhs that he should identify, let's say, as long as battle very Elukus. He could have heard the fact that he exists is mitzad the ili nifla of the earth, but the pile the makom stays gvul and the earth is blikvul. So he's menutek. So then bringt das nicht as a come over to Rabbi Magid. So before I get there, I just want to see this, show you the ace first. It says mizam move on shetzum im labim in achar helam tachlis kavana ein shishar as velamas kim sheyavoyu v'yimshuchu lemat lemakim she'adam nimsa. And be pale on the other as airs on this nischaber. See the lashon is very strong. The Rebbe says it's very strong hearts of the minion. Look at the lashon, the next line. Shemizenir, just look, listen. Shemizenir shalamala the gets ein yani shu helam she'ein shaykh lamakom shebei misalim el shenasis achtus v'uveif pnimi ad sha'adam perish ve'elu l'maylam achal makadish baruch. What's the Rebbe saying over here? Not the pshat that the helam is naif, that the air bleibt. He's not shaykh to the makom v'ur kommt on. As if a contention is almost haste that he's not expressed. So the melee comes in a hidden way. What I mean comes in. So the makim for the air kommt on is takamudlo from him. He's not shaykh that should be mayor in that makim. Any shaykh la makim should be humislavish. Adam sagt das nicht das. The Kavanah said Tzimtzum is that the makim should be mislavish, which is bechitzeni is shalei behesem to the air. He should be nisachad betachlis with the air.
If you have Heder Agilis and has already.
This is Heder Agilis. Means mitzad if the erud inyani would be when you're mugder and the Heder Agili, so the only way for a nivra to be vatal talakus is if he's margish alakus. A nivra is gvul. If alakus would be mugder in Agili, then there wouldn't have been a mitzias which is shalei behesem talakus, because hulav hadi yuvein zalas. If you're mugder in Heder Agili, so what does it mean hulav hadi yuvein zalas? That there is nothing else besides for him. That there's literally only him. If the Eibishter ain't stuff and it's begili, what does it mean it's begili? Begili means that this Indian, that's the factual mitzvahs. The goli b'chitzenis, a dash life begoli. The fact that even if the Eibishter ain't stuff is not limited, the fact that there's only him, is not limited to the fact that there's literally Begali Bechitzenius only him. His Ein Safak is beyond the Gdarim of Gilui. He's not Mubal the Gedra Gilui. That means that even if Begali Bechitzenius, so that Zweite Metzies, that Metzies Guf is Geminis Achad within it. The Blikvol of the earth is not Mugder, the Gedra of Gilui. He's Amitis Ein Saf. Amitis Ein Saf beyond the Gdarim of Gilui. We'll see the Prat. Just in the Rebbe touches is what's the Azebot when you can't mean the Hellemus Nefen that he's not Shaykh to the Mod. So the Rebbe is Shaykh to the Mod. We'll see from Van and Stam to Mini, but this is also about the Hedra Gilui.
Didn't we, based on the verse like Hedra Gilui is just our Gvul.
Right. That he comes.
Our Gvul brings out.
No, that he comes in the way of Helen. The mile is that he comes in the way of Helen. This is slavish.
Regular our Gvul makes the never be sound Davish. If the our Gvul was Begila, that would be.
If the air would be Begila, then it would be the Bittul Nivra. If it's mere than Nivra Blikvol, or whatever the Tunu is, then it can be a Yesh.
But we already said the R is already Hedar Gilis, it's not right. It's not R.
So the fact that he can be in a Tunu of his alms, the fact that he can function in a hidden mode, that's because he's not limited to the Gdarim of Gilui. Now, what the Rebbe is saying, what's the Teichen over here? What's the Inyan in there? That he comes in the Eifin of Nela. Just to bring out the fact that he's not Mukhar and Gedar Gilui, there's a deeper Inyan over here. What I'm saying is there's Kama Iluyim, as Makana Reis bringing in the fact that the air was out. The Rebbe is going to speak over here a certain Inyan in the Eifin HaHelim, which is Nevea, a certain Iluy in the Etzel, which is Barat in this Eifin of Helim. You understand what I'm saying? That's because the Friedrich Rebbe continues in the Sif that Lamai is the Hamshech Advarim is the Mashal Rabbi Talmud, that the Nekudas that Shivini Teis of Kamayu. This is really not in the Hamshech Advarim. Usually the Mamarim goes piece by piece, and here is already jumping already to all day. But this is Negeya to understand was fara Iluy, was fara Inin in Etzem Bert Charis Praktur Helim. There's Kami in Yonim in Helim, Kami Fanim in Helim. So the Rebbe is saying the fact that the Helim Ha'ir is an Iluy that brings that's Neveh Mitzad Etzem. There's this Eifin of Helim.
The way you feel these from our mind is that what you're in the line case. Commission maybe Africa.
Yeah, but I understood Commission Bar Chagach.
The fact that you know that
He's saying here that it's higher than Gedar Air means the Air Mitzvah that's Mizgili. Lashon before.
No, it's how they say that
Where do you say that?
Bottom. A bit of Gimel.
Yeah, who's out there?
That's what the Friedrich Rebbe is saying. There was a symptom in order to create
what's the Kavanah Sat Simsum? This Indian also. According to this beer, the Kavanah Sat Simsum of Silik is also this Indian. According to this beer of Rav Magid, so it's not only the Kavanah of Simsum of the Erak Vol is this Indian, also the Silik of the Erak Blik Vol is not the Shem Helen.
You keep reading it like that's what the Friedrich Rebbe is saying over here. Abdarach, you being the Daigan the Mamer, there's Abdarach on our
Okay, but I'm saying, but this word that the Rebbe says here, that the Kavanah of Tzimtzum is that even the Metzias, which is Ve'emes, that if there would be Erbe Gili, but the Chalachilish you make a Metzias, Lahem Makim Limit Israelis. It's that Gili or there's only Nisin Asfanga for Metzias of Yesh. What's the Mitzad of Tzimtzum? Kavanah Metzias. Different Efanim, Tzimtzum Derech Siluk, there's Tzimtzum Derech Helam Acher but there's Kavanah Metzias. What's the Kavanah of Tzimtzum? Should be a Metzias, and we should bring out that the Eibusha doesn't need Gili, to bring out the Mailas Helam, or the Kavanah is that even a Metzias could be Misachad with him. That even a Metzias of a Yesh, the Aints of Velikus is not Mugbal, that it has to be expressed only in the mode, that there's only him and nothing else is. That Mitzvah saying stuff is that there is something else on Eretz Eichbad.
Does the Ur cause that also, or does it be something else?
So that's this Inyan, was liegt in Simsum. This Inyan that even a Metzias, the Rebbe says in the Mamer of Aishes Begani with Gimel, that the Rebbe attaches this, which says in the beginning of some of the Yitzchayim. Basically, the Rebbe says is the fact that Lifnat Simsum there was Lahir Makam Lemid Sailums. Through Aveda there's a Mitzias, and the Mitzias can be a Dereleis Baruch Tachtain. This in the Relikus is nice that these are Fachim of a Mitzias and Afa Bekeni's bottle, that's expressed through Simsum. Because Simsum is Rebbe brings over the Prat. I'm just saying that's a minion. The fact the Tnu of Simsum expresses the Inyan Atzmi Relikus, which means that this Inyan Atzmi a Metzias can Eich sein. Is Eichet Adirit sein. That's and that's the Mechum Masmereta. The Kavanah, was mit Rebbe Reta is not the Etzem Inyan, the is on this God and the Lokus is not Muchach in the Get Ragil. It can be Behel, not it can be Behel. That even in a place of Helim, even a place of Helim is also him. Even a place which is not him, which is Yeshes, Mitzias, which is the way mitzad this Alma Sa'er, mitzad the vantage point of that Mitzias can a Ze'er sein, and it's Chaber Ver and it's Aleph Ver Mitzad.
Accomplishing the Yichudos.
That's what I'm saying, because the Tzimtzum is a word in the air. It's nicht kein zweite Sache. And I'm saying es can sein that the Etzem meaning of Tzimtzum, that there should be, to bring a Debish as a Muchach in air at all, there's not Muchach in Gilui, that's in Yonah of Kelim. That's not the Tzimtzum of the air. But Sared the air in Saflam Allah, it's not the Erin of Kelim and Rishimu, the Erin of Erin or Kelim itself. The fact that Erin Saf is pale in a Eifin of his almas, the Kavanah Sa'er is not Stam this almas Sa'er. The Kavanah Sa'er is that his espashtus, the Gili, is not limited to being an Eifin of Gili. That's what I'm saying. But the Charis bringing that the Eir hadn't sich ein von Helen. So there's in Helen that Kalim have. And there's in of Helen that the Eir hadn't sich ein von Helen. What's the difference in the Helen of Eir and the Helen of Kalim? The Helen of Eir is that even, that his espashtus is not limited to the Galam of Gili. The fact that Hula Badi Hu is not limited to the Getter of Gili. Echad Anivr was his Amitzis can vary sein. There's the meaning of as Chares, it should be expressed that the Eivish doesn't need Gilum. It's not Chazak. That's not the Nikudas. That's not the Lamala in the case of the air. That could be the. These brothers don't say it. I'm saying the pile that Rebbe teaches that the Smered that Tzimtzum is not Stam Tzimtzum. A race wise in the Eivish is not. Is the Yichol Shalei Lahor. The Nekuda is that even a Metzias can bear sign. That's the Nekuda that I was speaking over here. And that the Kayach for this Indian was also expressed through Tzimtzum. Beven Klali, we say Tzimtzum is the Aliyah Sa'er Ba'atmas. But there's Kaminyanim, so to speak. We speak about the Etzem, which is higher than Gilui. In fact, there's not Muchach and Eir B'chlal. But Amal state the word, that mitzad the fact that it's Nirgash, the Indian Etzem, which is higher than Eir, so even a Metzias could be bottled in. It could be the Yichud of Metzias and Yesh and Eir.